is CNN with Jamie Cooper.
Brought to you by the Coleman Dental Group. And let's do a little bit of news this morning. I'll keep my panel up here. The Honorable Rex Davis is in here too this morning. We may get a chance to talk with Rex in just a little bit coming up. But Robert McAdory, my old long-time workout buddy that evidently
still works out.
Hey,
not as much.
Robert, you got a big deal coming. We're going to talk about in just a second. Now, Doug threatened to take his shirt off while he came in. I was happy to notice your Facebook picture this morning.
Oh, wow.
You got a shot of that, Brad?
You did.
Now,
Oh, my God. That's back in 1984.
No kidding.
Yeah, I pulled a realtor's job.
Where do you get a pair of pants? Where do you get a pair of pants like that?
I don't think you can find one that anywhere like. Oh,
You ain't the only one.
that's the old country rover days.
Yeah.
Really?
I used to be chiseled too.
That's right.
Huh?
I remember that.
Used to be chiseled too.
When we were working out.
Yeah. Right. I didn't get credit. Always take Doug. I've impressed you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Gloria made a comment this morning. You know, she said, "I don't really go for muscle up guy," and I said, "Well, you think?" Hey,
It's okay.
That's funny.
I want to change the subject a little bit, Rob. We're going to talk about your deal coming up here in just a second. Congratulations on your little boy's birthday today.
Thank you.
1 year old, and you got another one in the oven.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, how old is your little?
My little girl will turn 1 on the 31st of this month.
Wow.
So she's right at 11 months.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All
well,
right,
good.
up together.
All right, let's talk about what everybody in the nation's talking about. George Zimmerman verdict came out Friday night, I think around 10, 11 o'clock. That's kind of what I had thought would happen, but
I thought he'd get something.
your attorney, what was your view on that?
Well, and to be honest, I didn't follow the case that closely other than what was in the media, and you got to watch out on that. But
And
Hey!
I think
But-
the media messed everything up.
yeah,
I just talk about what I read.
you know, it illustrates why we say innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, not just proven guilty in the press, but actually proven guilty in court. Because what you got is you got a guy that did he make some mistakes? Probably, but under the law of Florida, did he commit murder? I guess the jury said he did. So, but everybody convicted him before he
Now,
even went
Doug,
to trial.
tell me if this is true. And what I have heard, and Robert, pipe in if you got something to say here in just a second, that the jury was handed like a 21-page thing they had to go by.
Right.
The rules.
Most people don't know that.
Right. Prior to a jury getting a case, and the lawyers will get with the judge, and basically the judge will order what's called the jury instructions, which is going to be a set of instructions that are handed to the jury. And this is what the law is, and this is what you have to consider, this is what you can't consider, and this is what, if you find guilty, this is what you have to find. If you find not guilty, this is what you have to find. And of course, the lawyer's going to argue about what that language is, because a lot of that's going to, for instance, intent.
Right.
You know, we may, on the defense side, we may want a different definition of intent than the prosecution does, and so those sorts of things. But they're going to be handed that when they get the case and say, here's the instructions, here's the rules you got to play by. And
But these people that are rioting, they don't understand that.
well, you know, I think there's an element in our society that just wants a good excuse to go out and break some windows.
Look at Oakland last night.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a Zimmerman trial or some team winning the NBA championship.
Right.
They're going to go out and break windows for no apparent reason.
They were saying a lot of this was politically driven too. You've got the one side gun control, the other side trying to make it more racist, just feeling.
Is it just me, or does Al Sharpton look like he's all head? I mean, have y'all noticed?
He's lost so much weight.
Robert,
I know. He's got a skinny neck.
he just
Yeah,
he's just sitting there with his head. He like, you know,
Oh,
like,
man.
It's just a shame that the world is the way it is.
Robert, what a lot of these athletes have come out, and let me just quote you off from USA Today, like some of them. Atlanta Falcon receiver Roddy White apologized for his tweet in the immediate aftermath of the verdict. All them jurors should go home tonight and kill themselves for letting a grown man get away with killing a kid.
It's unfortunate on both sides. I mean, it just goes to show you never know what somebody's thinking behind closed doors. And that's the process I guess we're not part of, and we don't get we just get the media portion of it, like you said.
He had his day.
Well, granted, he shouldn't have got out of the vehicle. Okay, that aside. But why are so many people, predominantly black, acting like idiots?
Well, you know, there's still some type of, and why did I come on the portion of the show right now?
This is the most honest man I know.
Well, you're the only black friend I got.
Right.
You are not the only one really.
I know, right?
Well, the only one I can
I'm
get
trying to save you.
the only one I can get to come on TV.
I know, right?
I can't help it. You just happen to be here today.
I know, actually. And I just woke up and I heard it on the radio coming in. I was like, oh my goodness, they're having a riot. So I don't know.
In
It's just
Oakland.
in Oakland. And it's just, like you said, there's the people that just look for excuses, and there's still a strong racial divide in the country.
All right,
So
this how
it's
it-
unfortunate.
This at USA Today. At what point do we stop playing the race card every time a black person does not get what the NAACP feels is the right decision? Does the NAACP realize that constantly bringing it up simply promotes further racism?
Why isn't anything ever said when one black man kills another black
That's
man?
another good point. They said 100 black guys, young black guys this age are killed every week
And
in
no one
Chicago,
mentions that.
Philadelphia, New York. Why is nobody, it's like Rihanna, not Rihanna, but Beyonce the other night, doing a moment of silence. And then they said, well, why don't
about
they
all
do
the other
something
men
to
that
help
were killed?
what's going on right now?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, the whole country had to embrace that we're a unit, and it's just more than just one race. We're a society together. So it's just unfortunate people hadn't realized that.
You know, I had mentioned I had to go up to Tennessee yesterday to a penitentiary up there to visit a client of mine. And when I was going in, I met with the warden, who, a nice lady, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. She was telling me that this is the penitentiary that James Earl Ray was housed and died in.
Oh, really?
And I thought about that on the way home. I thought, you know, we've come a long way. You know, James Earl Ray, that was a different time when you would literally kill someone because you didn't agree with their beliefs on race issues. Now, do we have some ways to go? Obviously we do. But we've come a long way.
Well, my point, too, is O.J.'s getting a parole here.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's getting a parole here. He got
him
sentenced
out of the
33
news.
years. Now, I'm about to fill you up.
What
on it.
happened?
But when O.J. got found, well, here's my point, Robert. When O.J. was found innocent when you were a kid,
Oh, when I was a kid.
He's not guilty, not innocent. There's
He
a
was found
difference.
not guilty.
when he was found not guilty,
Not guilty, right.
guilty, did you see white people going crazy? No.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
reactions, the way people react. Yes.
It's just, unfortunately, people look for something to hold on in
But
society.
now a lot of white people are on the Trayvon Martin bandwagon, too,
Right.
doing the thing.
Well,
there.
you mustn't forget that. I mean, you know, it's not everybody that
not
thinks
just
one way.
one.
It's most of the time it's the media just trying to, you
Add
know,
fuel to the
add fuel
fire.
to the fire, and it's not all that way all the time. So, I mean, I've known plenty of both sides come to the rescue of Trayvon and even the OJ thing. So, I mean, there's different opinions out there. So.